Hi to anybody jumping on. I don't see anybody yet, so just lighting a wee bit my sage bundle. Just try to straighten this camera up, sorry guys. I'm just going to see if it'll be better with my light off, because the natural light's coming in, but it's quite a dreary day, so I'm going to see if it'll be better with the I'm going to see if it's better with the light off or on. Oh, 2 seconds. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Might be a bit too dark. I might need to turn the light on in a wee minute in case. So I'm just going to give it a wee couple of minutes before I start, because I see that there isn't anybody on yet. Oh, there is, sorry. Rosaline and Angie. Morning, Angie. Well, afternoon. Hi, sorry guys for my lateness. My husband booked lunch and just give me 2 seconds, I need to get a drink. I've got such a sore mouth inside, like I've got a sore mouth inside my mouth now. It's like I've got like a sore tongue. I don't know what I've done, it's rubbed against my tooth or something. But anyway, so yeah, I'll just give it a few minutes. I just wrote a few notes down. I mean, it's no major things, but yeah. Hi Angie and hi Rosalind. Am I saying your name right? Is it Rosalind maybe, or Rosaline? Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, you can correct me. But anyway, welcome to the Candle Magic Colour Live. Just a wee things for beginners. Because I'm not a pro at candle magic myself. It's one part of my craft that I absolutely adore. I adore to use candle magic all the time, especially if I'm doing spells and stuff. It's just something that I always go to. I've always got a candle lit, and I've always got something burning in my house. If I don't get, like right now I'm burning some dragon's blood. Hi Gianna, good morning. So it is, I think it's 3:10 here. I think it's 3:10 in the afternoon here. I'm not sure about you guys because there's that many time differences. I'm like, I don't know. Good morning, Gianna. Hi, Angie, and hi, Rosaline. I'm sorry, I hope I'm saying your name right. But welcome to the Candle Live of Colours. So I started writing my notes and I automatically started writing down like my favourite ones that I would work with, like my favourite colours naturally to myself. And then I thought, no, like I need to start with a different candle because I'm doing it for beginners. So I'm going to start with white and black and what people would intentionally like use white and black for. So I'm going to start with white because the white candle is, in witchcraft, it can be used for anything. Although white is for cleansing, purifying, you know, like the basic candle needs, you can basically imagine that candle is any colour and you can put the intention. So if you wanted to do something with a pink candle, for example, for self-love and for like romance and stuff like that, and you only had white, you could just, you know, envision and imagine that white candle is pink. I know it sounds really silly, but honestly, when you use your third eye and you use that kind of psychic ability or that kind of, you know, like if you just envision it, you can totally just imagine that candle is pink, and put all the intention in it for like friendship, romance, stuff like that. So I thought we'd start with white. Angie's saying I might bring them with crazy heavy intention and things happen. Alright, you know, he said I might light them with crazy intention and things happen. I'm like, I might them? What do you mean? I might light them with crazy intention. Well, that's the thing, like, candles are so intentional for everybody, aren't they? Like, for us guys, like, why does this look so squinty? Squinty, there's a Scottish word. Morning, Hayley. Hi, how are you? I hope you're good. So white is cleansing, it's purifying. You can use it for lunar energy, so for that full moon energy, like kind of crescent moon. Me personally, for the dark moon and like new moon, it would be like darker, deeper colours like black and red and stuff. But you can use it for lunar energy, harmony, peace. But again, white can be used for that all-purpose candle. So if you're new to witchcraft and you want to start with candle magic and you think, oh, I wanted to do a protection spell and I don't have the candle, or I wanted to do this spell and I don't have the candle, you can use white for anything. It is just the main candle. I don't even know if I have any here, but I'm going to see. Because I've got all my wee chime candles. There you go. Yeah, I do have white. So it looks kind of cream, but so something like this, your plain basic white candle, you can use for anything. You can use it for, if you want it for protection, you can use it for protection. If you want it for self-love, you can use it for self-love. It can be for everything. And white's just that colour. It's just purifying and cleansing for everything. And because with the other colours, I've wrote down wee snippets of when we can use them in our craft. I just want to add that for like the moons in kind of January, February, because it's winter, and then with Imbolc coming up, you can use a white candle for Imbolc because of the snow element, the winter element, and just that winter energy. You can use it for that as well. Angie said white is the presence of all colours, so picturing any colour is legit. Yeah, that's what I do too. That's what I have done in the past. So then moving on to black. Black is for banishment, protection. For me, mostly black is protection. And if you were on my last live for... What was my last live about? I can't even remember now. If you were on my last live, I had... the Huga. I had my black candle burning because I've had that black candle on my altar since Samhain, because I was doing like ancestral work and connecting with the dead. So, whoa! I just got my phone. This thing drives me crazy. How weird is that when I said connecting with the dead and it went to go? Right, come on now, come on. Me and Angie had a conversation about this. And I just said that and that happened. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted. Oh, anyway, basically I said to Angie the last time I done a live, it was about Huga, and I'd spoke about Samhain and how the candle kept, I just knocked the crystals in, and how my phone kept moving, so don't worry, I will fix it. I do apologise. Yeah, so my black candle is burning right now because it's just a candle that I've kept on my altar since then. So for me, black would be for protection. But you can use it for protecting the home. You can use it for protecting yourself, if you want to put a protection on yourself or the home. If you want to protect your home or yourself or someone else, black is good for protecting and banishment, and also absorbing negative energies, and also for hexing. I've never really put any hexes out, but black is the candle for that. And you can also use it to connect with different goddesses or gods, but like Hecate, Hecate, the Morrigan, Persephone, Lilith, and you can use it for like Samhain. If you're new to the craft and you don't know what Samhain is, basically it's one of the Sabbats. So yeah, so black for banishment, protection, absorbing negative energies, and for, honestly, this phone, 2 seconds guys, I swear, it is unbelievable. Like, it is this case is like suctioned onto a mirror, and the mirror is literally leaning on my altar, so there should be nothing to make this fall. This is the thing, there should be nothing that makes this fall over. It is so weird. Anyway, I'm trying to fix it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so that's white and black. So before I move on to the other colours, if you guys are new to Candle Magic, new to the colours and the representations, if you want to ask any questions or if you want to add anything in, Hayley said, I love that white can be universal. Yep. And Angie said, your phone has a mind of its own. Is it my phone or is it someone in this house? Come on. But if you guys have got any questions, or any differences, like, you know, for me, black's protection. Black is deep goddess energy. It is the kind of darker half of myself energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's for everyone. So if you do it for, if you use it for something different, you're not kidding, it's ridiculous. Please don't move again. Can I just have a live that goes smooth, please? Hi Ellen. Let's just have a live that goes smooth. Come on now. Come on. Come on, house. Anyway, if anybody else has anything else you want to add about black or white or anything else, you can let me know. So, to the beginning of my notes, that I wrote down red first, because to me red is just a colour that I love, so it automatically came from my head to the paper. But I wanted to start with the black and white because I feel that those are the kind of colours that people probably look to, especially if you're doing goddess and god energy. It would be either or. I don't do that on my altar personally, so I don't always use them. But yeah. Hi Ellen. We've just had a fall with the camera, with the phone. And I'm like, please, can this live just go without hiccups, please? Do you like my new cup? I don't know if any of you guys like Hello Kitty or Cinnamoroll, but I absolutely love Cinnamoroll. You're so cute. So, moving on to red. So red is the first colour that came to my mind. That's what I've wrote down. So, red just comes to me. It's just a colour that I've always... it's just a colour that I've always... Sorry if I sound weird, guys. I've got a really sore tongue. It's just a colour that I've always been drawn to, and I don't 100% know why, because I don't have a lot of red clothes or anything like that, or it's not a colour that I always go to, but as in dressing and stuff, but it's just a colour in my magic that I've always went to. So yeah. Hi Whitney. Hi, good afternoon, good morning to you. That is too cute. I know the cup. Oh, Ellen, I know. I need to... Do you know, I actually brought a stand home from my sister's and it's a proper, like, tripod. I'm going to use that for my next live, 100%. Because I love this holder, but it's a nightmare. My little sister is obsessed... Oh my god, my little sister is obsessed with Cinnamoroll, or however you spell it. No, you spelled it right. Oh my goodness, your little sister. And I'm like, I love Cinnamoroll. That's so funny. So, right, so red. Red is courage, it is strength, it's passion, it's love. So it can be used in many ways. If you wanted to do a spell to bring like some courage, if you're feeling a bit disheartened, or you're feeling a bit like, you know, like you wanted to build up courage to do a certain activity or to do a certain thing in life, red is the one to go to. If you want to bring strength into your life, that's the colour to go to. And it can also be used for, again, like goddesses, that dark moon energy shift. That's what I kind of think that it can be used for, like with the black and the red. But it can also be used for winter, for Yule. If you're putting it on your altar, it can be used alongside green with the red. And it is good for spells, for obviously, I know on this channel we don't always promote love spells and stuff like that, but it can be used for love and romance and like all that good stuff, and passion, and just like that fire energy and like fiery stuff. So if you're looking to do like a spell about courage and strength, or you want to bring some love into your life or some passion and stuff, red is the way to go. So yep. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone. I can't answer that. No, it's alright. Hayley said, oh, I've read that one, sorry. So the next one is yellow. Yellow is another colour that draws to me like a lot, and I've never really totally used it in spell work, but I light it a lot for the Sabbats in the later half of the year. So yellow is good for mental blockages. So like if you're wanting to be creative and you just feel you have that mental block, you can light a yellow candle and just ask the universe to help you with unblocking that and feeling like more balanced, more central with your thoughts. And it's good for clarity, confidence, new ideas, bringing new ideas into the table. So you can use it for self-confidence. And if you want answers to like situations that maybe you're a bit like indecisive and you're like, oh, I don't really understand this situation, I don't really know what's going on in my life, lighting a yellow candle and doing some spell work with that would be, sorry guys, I know I'm looking off to the left, but the flame in that candle's going absolutely crazy. Calm down now. So yeah, sorry. So if you want answers to a certain situation in life, maybe if you feel a bit blocked, you can use yellow to unblock these things, to unlock creativity blocks, and to help develop new ideas in your life. So for example, I really want to think of a creative way to bring witchcraft into like a little business, and I have so many ideas all the time, and then they just go, and then I'm like, oh, what was that I was thinking about, and what was that I was wanting to do, and I'm like, so yellow would be good for me to unblock that creative energy, to let it flow better, because if there's any sort of blockage. And also if you had like, so for me with the chakras, I would always light a candle or have crystals that are represented to that chakra. But if you felt like you had a true mental block, or maybe like between the heart chakra and like, you know, the crown chakra, you could use maybe yellow with some purple or something like that. I'm just going to catch up with some comments. Ellen said, oh no, hopefully the stand decides to behave. I know. Hayley, I read that one, sorry. Angie said, self-love and increasing passion spells. Yeah, you could use yellow. I've got self-love with pink, but I suppose like yellow could be one of them too. Oh no, red you mean? Red, sorry. Sorry. Hayley says, yellow is one of my all favourite colours. And Ellen said, I love the idea of using yellow for deciding things. Yeah, I think it's a very balanced, you know, because like black's like black, it's strong, it's protection, it's banishing. Red's like passion and fire and all that good kind of dark moon energy, goddess stuff. And then yellow's like harmony, like, you know, like baseline for me. And also it's like quite a joyful colour, you know, like yellow is just one of the colours that could probably, you could light it for the home as well, and like bringing in some good energy and feel good energy too. So yellow is also a lovely candle to decorate for Litha or the summer solstice. And you know, I used to think, oh, yellow would be good for like going into the autumn, but then I realised that, you know, Mabon and the autumn equinox, it's more like browns and oranges and stuff like that. So yellow is a really good colour to decorate your altar or your living space for Litha and the summer solstice. So you can do that with like sunflowers and stuff like that. I love yellow, is just a very summery colour for me, that kind of spring into summer. Ellen says yellow aligns to the air element in tarot and ceremonial magic too. Thank you. That's one thing, when I was writing down one of them, I was like, I should have done like air, fire and stuff, and I never. So that's really good, Ellen, thank you so much. Angie said, I had a complete yellow bedroom when I was a little girl in the 70s. It did not bring me it did not bring me harmony, way too much stimulation for ADHD kid. That is so weird, because I had a lavender room, right? You're not going to laugh at this, like any of the 90s kids, you're not going to laugh at this. I had like a lavender room with like dolphins, like going round, you know, going round like a rail, like a, I don't know what you guys would call it in America and Canada, but like a dado rail type thing, but I had dolphins swimming around. And I had a yellow wardrobe, so like sliding doors with yellow, and I mean like corn yellow, like yellow. And that was because I loved AJ for the Backstreet Boys, so I loved everything yellow. But that is so weird, Angie, that it's too much stimulation. I've never realised that, and obviously, hello, I would have been the same. That's crazy. Yeah, like Lisa Frank's dream. I know. That's so true. I only know that because of pen paling. Like, I only know who she is for the pen paling. situation. But yeah, like dolphins was just a thing in the 90s for us. It was dolphins. And do you ever remember the clear phone that Clarissa had? I had one of them as well. I had one of them as well. Yeah, so all that good, like unblocking creativity and unblocking your mental state, decorating for summer. So if you're new here and you've never decorated for one of the solstices or one of the Sabbats, I'm going to literally tell you every colour that you can decorate for the Sabbats, because it's just my thing that I love to talk about. I would have been so jealous as a kid of your bedroom. Oh, I'm sure we would have been friends. I wish I had more friends like you and Angie and all that good stuff. Sorry guys, I need to take a drink again. It's not even, I know I seem like I've got a sore throat. It's like in here at my tongue, like I don't know if it's my teeth have been rubbing along it or something. Yeah, I know. I love the 90s. I love the 90s. 90s kid. So the next one I've chose is orange. Again, love orange. I love red and I love orange. There's just something about those two colours I absolutely love. So orange is creativity, creation, legal issues, stimulating. It's a very stimulating colour. Joy. So when I said joy for yellow, I suppose with yellow it's like a kind of happy joy, whereas with orange it's like a joy, you know, when you think of like citrus fruits and it's like, you know, that like really zesty, vibrant kind of energy. So if you're feeling a little bit stagnant and want that energy to flow, you could light an orange candle in your house, put it on your altar, light it in your space. And for like legal issues, if you were going through with like courts and legal battles and stuff, orange is a good colour to light for that, to maybe get some clarity on the situation. Obviously with yellow as well, you can use that for clarity too. And with orange, you can decorate for autumn, the autumn season, autumnal season, for Mabon, autumn equinox. Sorry, when I say Mabon and then I say autumn equinox, I say that because like Mabon is the American term, and for me I say autumn equinox, but I say both just in case people that are new are getting a bit confused, sorry. And for Samhain, orange is just such a good colour for that time of the year because it's related to All Hallows Eve and Halloween and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I have down for orange. There's probably more that I've not wrote down. I was just kind of trying to think of beginner things, you know, little snippets and little beginner things. But I'll pause here for anybody that wants to put any comments in or any questions if you're new and you want to ask anything before I continue on with the rest. So yeah, so we've done blue, never mind I said that, we've done black, white, orange, red and yellow. So I've still to move on to blue, greens, purple, pink, that kind of thing. And I don't think I wrote brown down, but I'll add a wee bit of that at the end. So if you have any questions you can ask. Am I missing a bit? No. There probably is more for orange, but for me orange is success and joy and kind of quite a stimulating colour. Creative energy, it's a sacral chakra energy, and you can use it for like if you want to bring like that creative energy into your home, if you're working on things creative, if you want to create space in your home. Like for example, me right now, I'm really trying to declutter again after Yule and Christmas with the kids, so I'm wanting to like get that good creative energy flowing in the home. So the next one I had is pink. Pink for me is self-love. I think it's a very self-love colour, and next month in February I'll be using a pink candle and making some bath salts for like a self-love spell and self-love bath. So for me, pink is self-love, friendship, happiness, romance, reconciliation, and like just a real gentle colour to use in your practice. So if you're wanting to do like more self-love for yourself, you could light a pink candle and do like a self-love spell. You could do a self-love ritual bath. I'll be doing that next month, as I said. Hi Em. And you said it's my favourite for self-love. Yeah, it's one that I've always used for self-love. I think it's a very calming, peaceful colour for things like self-love. like kind of light romance, friendship. I've never had to use it for friendship, but I can see why it's that kind of colour. Says, hey girl, popped on to say hi. I'll be rewatching when I get home. I'm working right now. No worries. I hope you're good. I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hayley said that sounds so nice. Yeah, like I just feel like pink's just, it's just fun. It's light. It's, you know, for self-love. If you want to like do a bath. I know Angie and myself spoke about self-love and ritual baths and the Hygge live that I did. But it really just is, yeah, it's a colour that you can use for romance, calmness, happiness, and like just to bring like some resilience and some peace like back into your life, and like a gentle nudge, you know, to things that you want to work on. Hi Angel. Sorry, the slow connection thing's come up. 2 seconds, I'll read your comment. Angel said, gosh, I'm so late. I will have to watch from the beginning. Don't worry about being late. I was late. Don't worry about it, honestly. So you guys ever used a pink candle for anything? For anybody that's beginning, if you have any questions, just feel free to pop it in the live. Oh sorry, and I meant to say, I always forget to say this at the beginning of my lives. If you're rewatching on the replay, just make sure you comment as you would if you're watching it live. And feel free to put any questions, comments in, anything like that. So I've wrote down, this is my fave, I love this. Don't know if there's a lot of people that's going to agree, but I've wrote down that you can use pink when you're decorating for Ostara and Beltane. So Ostara is the kind of first kind of spring Sabbath that's coming up. So Ostara became like Easter in the kind of like, what am I trying to say, like the more modern times. So Ostara is very, very light colours, like light purples, light pinks. So that's why I've wrote it down for pink, that you could decorate for Ostara and for Beltane. Beltane is a Celtic fire festival. It is one of my all-time faves, and decorating with pink is good for like working with the fae and working with that good Celtic energy, and you can also pair it with like purples as well. And what I've wrote down is that Ostara is more the pastel light colour, like light blue, like pink, like purple, like kind of lavender. And for Beltane it's kind of like the deeper purples and the deeper pinks and stuff. And last year on Beltane I did a simmer pot, and I mean I could have went wild with all this colour stuff, right, but because it's strictly candles I've tried to. But you could do, you know, like you could always light candles around your simmer pot for like Beltane, Ostara, any of the Sabbats really, for any kind of candle work. I'm just making sure this is sticking down. So yeah, so pinks and purples for Ostara, Beltane for friendship, happiness, self-love, and just that kind of gentle nudge into your craft. It's a really, really nice candle to use for all the kind of things. Let me just catch up. Whitney says, I always seen it for, if not just for self-love, but for platonic, like friends or siblings. Yeah, like that kind of friendship, you know, like light-hearted, like siblings, friends, that kind of thing, like a kind of like maybe like a platonic relationship. Yeah, yeah. Hayley said, oh yes, all the pastels. Yeah, and that's the thing, I'm not really into pastels, but for Ostara and like when you're getting into that Beltane energy, it's just, you just have to have it. You just have to have it. I'm just going to take a drink again, I'm so sorry guys. So we're moving on to purple. Purple for me is a very spiritual candle. It's always, even before I knew it was that spiritual candle and that kind of depth, it was always a spiritual candle for me. I just think purple is just one of those candles, and for me personally, I'm going to be using like a kind of purpley red to work with Persephone. I don't know if anybody else thinks that, but that's kind of my thoughts on it. So yeah, so purple is a the spiritual candle of candles. I wrote down which I feel. It's for psychic power, like your psychic abilities. If you want to hone in on like using, if you feel like you've got a lot of clair abilities, a lot of psychic abilities, you can use purple for that. It's for the opening of your third eye, meditation, and going deeper into your spiritual practice and for divination. So if you're someone who practices tarot, the pendulum, runes, you could light purple for that to work on, like, to basically go deeper with your psychic abilities. For me, I've always lit it for if I feel kind of, what do I want to bring into my spiritual practice? I've always kind of lit purple, and like I've always had like a working candle. Like I said, right now it's black because I've had it there since Samhain, but normally a working candle for me would be like pink or blue, or like white, something like that. So it is a psychic power candle, opening of your third eye. So if you feel like you have psychic abilities and you want to strengthen them, you'd use purple for that. If you want to meditate, you could use purple for that. And if you want to go deeper into your spiritual practice, you could use it for that. And for tarot and stuff, and like other divination methods, like the pendulum, tarot, runes, and things like that. So you could do a spell to aid on your path. Like if you were feeling a bit like, I don't really know where my path is, you could use purple for that, and meditate and see what comes in. And I've just wrote down again like deeper purples for like Beltane, and for like the fire festivals and stuff like that. So yep, so that's purple. Does anybody have any questions about the pinks, the purples, what else you could use it for, or do you guys have any other, like what you would use it for, what you've used it for in the past, any other spell work that you can think of? I just wrote down, you know, just little basic things. So obviously for people that are beginning, just wee things that they can use, like lighting it for Beltane, lighting it for spiritual practice, psychic ability and stuff like that. I'm just making sure this is going to stay put. Am I missing any comments? Nope. Oh, something's just come up, sorry. Go away, that bar. Hayley said, no questions, I'm loving this one. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a wee, I was always going to want to do a wee kind of basic candle live, because like I said, I'm no like a pro at this. I've never delved right down into the colours with, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. But Angie, and I was going to mention that at the end of the live, Angie's going to be doing like every colour like in depth for our lives. So I can't wait for that. Angie said, I love purple. See, I'm not really a purple person. Like, I have a lot of friends that are really into purple, and I mean a lot of friends. A lot of people have met, I love purple, I love purple. I'm very orange and red and blue. Angel said purple is one of my favourites also. I do like it, but it's not like a fave. Angie said, this is making me excited to do my colour live. Yeah, and I'm so like, I'll be so interested. Like, I'll probably learn something new about red that I never knew. So for me, like, red is goddess energy and the dark moon, and like, you know, and like courage and spirit, courage and passion and stuff. But I might learn something, you know, like deeper, something deeper than maybe what I know. So moving on to blue, and I'm going to light a candle while we're sitting here. So blue is a very healing candle. Obviously it doesn't, I mean, this is my little spell candle packet. I'm sure you guys have seen them many times. But I have a blue one that I'm going to light for healing. And for me, it's healing around like my heart and stuff, for like the grief that I've been dealing with the past few months, and just doing some self-healing to make sure that, know that I'm leaving things behind, but like I need to leave like the guilt behind, because I need to know and remind myself that I shouldn't be feeling guilty about things that I had no control over, that I did my best, you know, and that I need to stop punishing myself for things that were out of my control. So I'm going to light a blue candle on live today, just so for anybody that's beginners. I mean, a lot of you guys I know aren't beginners that are on, but if you are a beginner, like, you know that, you know what kind of little candles you can, and listen, it doesn't need to be these little chime candles. Birthday candles are amazing for doing spells, especially if you use it to be quick. You can use a birthday candle. Sorry if you can hear my neighbours on this live, they're being quite loud, but I think the kids are just getting for school, so I know how it is. So blue is for healing, calmness, emotional healing, justice, peace, and just an all-round calming candle. So you can light a blue candle for healing, matters of the heart, self-healing, emotional stuff that you want to kind of get a harness on. And if you want to send healing to a friend, so in the group, when some of our guys are going through, some of us guys are going through, stuff, we'll always say we'll light a candle. And if someone's going through things, matters of the heart and like medical stuff, I'll always light a healing candle for them. And it'll usually be blue if I have blue on hand. So if you want to send healing to a friend, if you feel you need some peace in your mind, in your body, I know a lot of things will feel heavy for a lot of people, especially in the world that we live in today. Things can be so heavy. And if you're an empath like me, you will take things on board a lot. Sorry to bring that word into life, but it's true. If you're someone that takes a lot of energy off of people, or you feel a lot of that emotional energy. I mean, I can be booging about my day and I feel fine, and I can go somewhere where someone's dealing with a lot of heavy emotional energy, and it makes me just be like it makes me feel sad and upset and stuff. So if you're feeling a lot of emotion in your mind and your body right now with anything that's going on, you can light blue for some healing and some calmness, and just that, like, because people always say, oh, try and no hold it in your body and hold all the tension in your body, but you do, like we all do. I definitely do, for one. Sorry, I'm trying to read these comments and I've just went too far. Sorry guys. Sorry guys, sorry. Angie said, this has made me excited, and that's so excited for others as well. Angie says, come on, what is going on with this? Angie said, indeed. Why is this not working for me? Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'll work for the bottom up. Angie said, I'm sending so much love to you, Carol. Thank you so much. Haley said, yes, it's been so rough. And Ellen said, very true. Ellen's using birthday candles too. I do it too. Like, see, you know what it's like with birthday candles? You get lots of colours. So if you're wanting to do some healing